So this is the press area at NATO headquarters. We're going to have a look just around to show you what it looks like. This is the area where throughout the day we do our reporting, looking at these important meetings. Now, sometimes you have officials coming up here to speak to the press. Sometimes ministers themselves will come up here and give you an indication of what their position is or what happened in the meeting. And that's how we know in some of our reporting that some of these things were said, some of these things weren't said. Notably, for example, today, the NATO defense ministers meeting, they were joined in a surprise visit by Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president. He was here to make sure the NATO alliance stayed strong in their support of Ukraine. And we heard the Estonian defense minister, for example, coming up here speaking to journalists, saying it is our duty to continue that support to Ukraine. And that's the kind of impact, perhaps, that the president of Ukraine had by coming here in this visit, making sure that although there is a very tragic conflict, very tragic violence in the Middle East, that NATO's attention is not moved away from that. Very clearly, the message from Ukraine is not pay attention to us and not that, it's that they can do both. And that's exactly what we heard from Lloyd Austin, the US Defense Secretary, just a few moments ago in the press room downstairs. He said, we are the strongest nation in the world, and we will have the capabilities to support Israel on one side, Ukraine on the other, and make sure the United States and its allies remain safe. So this is really one of those peak moments at NATO, defense ministers coming together. Tomorrow they will get together again. They will hear from their Israeli counterpart. The Israeli defense minister will brief them on the situation on the ground, and certainly at least for that day, the focus will shift a lot more to the situation in the Middle East. But today, a lot of support for Ukraine pledged. The United States pledging $200 million worth of equipment, air-to-air Sidewinder missiles, ammunition for HIMARS, 155mm artillery shells, the kind of stuff that Ukraine has been asking for a long time. Belgium, Denmark pledging their F-16s would go to Ukraine in 2025. The United Kingdom pledging over $100 million worth of equipment as well. Germany pledging air defense systems. That was crucial. Jens Stoltenberg, the NATO Secretary General, saying that air defense system is crucial because Russia is going to weaponize winter and target the energy infrastructure, the civilian energy infrastructure of Ukraine, trying to freeze the civilian population of that country in its invasion of Ukraine. So certainly a tense situation, but those NATO defense ministers paying attention, monitoring very closely the situation in Israel and Gaza, but also steadfast in their support of Ukraine.